It did not happen here. But one of the famous terrorists that are neutralized in Mindanao, coming from the country, Fatul Usman Abuzi. He's in Singaporean. He died here in Mindanao. He was arrested in Jensan sometimes in 2001 and then imprisoned in Manila. But in 2003, he, I don't know for what reason, he was able to escape in the main camp and came back again to Mindanao and, conducted several atrocities. And eventually neutralized also in Cotabato, in 2004, I think. And I think what we can do is continue this exchange through academia. These discussions of the countering these narratives, and with a lot of Muslim scholars who are, advancing also this kind of, what I'm saying is, countering these kinds of narrative by, enticing enmity between Christians and Muslims. Because you know what the banner of ISIS, the propaganda paper that they use, they call it Rum. Rumia. It means Rome. Because they are still thinking that this is still part of the crusade. That the crusade is still ongoing. That there is still fighting. And that kind of narrative we need to change. However difficult that, through actions, smaller actions, that will transpire in documents like this, inclusion of voices, integrating everyone in the journey to peace and development, involving everyone else's voices towards that. Maybe in some time we can start this, because we know this is a challenge globally. With what is happening now in the global geopolitics, talking about the US policy, what is happening in the Middle East, all this. But at least we have small actions in Samar Island that our reactor is saying this is not only a tourism economy, but this is the narrative that we are trying to promote. And I think this event now, I hope also happens again in the future, not only during Week of Peace, but every opportunity that we have to have these kinds of dialogue, this type of dialogue. I think we can do that. Start with the exchange, right, the students. And for the cultural aspect, Samar Island, you're teaching this in history. I hope I'm not confusing more on the history, but in 1990s when I tried to write the supporting documents in the claim for the ancestral domain of the Samar tribe, I was one of those who wrote it in 1990s. It's not ancestral domain technically, but it's because before the enactment of Republic Act 8371, indigenous peoples can apply for the condition of the rights under the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, DENA. There was this Department of Environment Order number 2, series of 1992, that you can apply for recognition of ancestral domain claims, title. Because now it's Cat T, before Cat C. Now it's Certificate of Ancestral Domain title under IPRA, but before it was Cat C, Certificate Claim. So when we were documenting that, I was interviewing. I am maybe lucky to have engaged with most of the elders before, Katugawan and other elders in the island to just document. So they were saying Samar is a melting pot of different cultures. There is a myth. They're saying I don't think you have heard of this myth about giants, the Nagas, in the islands, capturing different tribes around the Gulf, bringing them to the island, Galing Hamlet, and later on they were extinguished by one minority tribe who is also extinguished already, the Tagaw tribe. They say Tagaw is a tribe in Bansakan, but no, it's not, because there is a Tagaw island in Indonesia, right? There is Tagaw island. There is they put a sub-tribe, Tagaw, here, residing in the Davao del Norte, also in the northern part of this, along Iloilo River and Mako. And they were the ones responsible for eliminating the giants. Because of the rebellion, we have here at Tinapium, we have a cultural way of packaging Sama delicacies composed of agni and other Sama delicacies. And they decorated it in an inside a palm leaf.
Yeah.
Very colorful, like, you know,
Exactly.
green, yellow, red flowers, and decorate it. They always do it. They do that kind of ritual during commemoration of death.
Yeah, you're right.
Pagtao. You know, yes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Pagtao. And they call it Pagtao. And commemoration of the death. It's 1 year commemoration of the death. And they reflect that to what this Tagaw did in the past. Because these giants in Ireland, dominating the island, the Dinagas, are very powerful. The smaller tribes cannot penetrate in getting and rescuing the smaller abducted tribes from different tribes. The reason why you can see Bagobo-related Sama in Talikod. You can see a lot of Mandaya-related Sama in Kaputian area. You can see a lot of Tatat-related and Mansaka-related Sama along the coastal areas, parangays of Kapukungan and Balit. That speaks how these kinds of diverse culture. And then you have Sama. Sama means remnant. Sama. Sama means remnant or remnant, what remains of. Sama. Sama.
Sama, yeah.
That's the word Sama means.
Ah.
The remnants of whom? The typical Sama, if you look at the historical accounts of some anthropologists during Bukit, during the American time,
Yeah.
1900s, there were Pedro wrote about giant Sama. He's describing the Sama tribe of dressed like this and with Caucasian looking, right? Caucasian looking features, no? And then, again, the Tagaw from Indonesia, sometimes would settle here, and I don't know how many generations of who migrated from here. No? That's why our cultures are very much
Same.
same. No?
Exactly.
They have put something in this food that they have decorated, put it in a raft, and have it floated towards Sama Island, and they know that the giants will eat it and not eat the smaller ones, so that annihilated the giants and the remnants, the Sama. And that diverse culture showed it. And again, that kind of the originality of the Sama ethnic, how they dance, how they cook their food, how they the music. We featured that in a Kadayawan festival way back. I think it was the first anniversary of Sama, Ticanoy City. We participated in Kadayawan. Kadayawan is a yearly Davao festival. And we participated in the authentic competition of dances, music, and cooking food, and even making a house.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of preservation is still there, and maybe, again, with the right recognition of the indigenous peoples through processes of informed, we have this FPIC, free, prior, informed consent process of anybody, any interventions in the communities of the indigenous peoples should undergo that to ensure preservation and protection of the rights of indigenous peoples.
Wow, great.
I think that's we have that provision in the law.
Thank you
But
very much.
practice, some things give some challenges.
Thank you very much.
A big hand for our speakers.